August 15th, 1947, India wakes up to freedom. But this historic day came with a heavy price, the largest mass migration in human history, unprecedented communal violence, and a divided nation. Today, we uncover the story of how the British left India, a journey marked by resilience, sacrifice, and struggle.
The British arrived in India as traders in the early 17th century, but by the mid-19th century, they had transformed the subcontinent into the crown jewel of their empire. British rule reshaped India's economy and governance, but at a devastating cost to its people: famines, exploitation, and systemic racism. However, by the early 20th century, cracks were beginning to show in the imperial structure. World War II, the Quit India movement, and rising global anti-colonial sentiments all signaled one thing: the British Empire was on borrowed time. India's fight for independence was unlike any other. Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of ahimsa, non-violence, galvanized millions. From the Salt March to the Quit India movement, Gandhi and his followers used civil disobedience to challenge British authority without picking up arms. Yet, it wasn't a unified struggle. Leaders like Subhas Chandra Bose advocated armed resistance, forming the Indian National Army to fight British forces. Meanwhile, regional movements and factions, such as the Muslim League, led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, had their own visions of India's future.
The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Gandhi's words inspired a generation, but independence came with a caveat: partition.
Part 3. The Partition of India. As the British prepared to leave, they left behind a ticking time bomb. The Partition of India. Religious tensions between Hindus and Muslims had been simmering for decades, and British policies of divide and rule only deepened the divide. The result? Two nations, India and Pakistan, were born, but at a tragic cost. Over 15 million people were displaced, and nearly 2 million lost their lives in communal violence. Families were torn apart, and the wounds of partition remain fresh to this day.
Part 4. The Legacy of British Departure. The British departure left a mixed legacy. On one hand, India gained sovereignty and the ability to chart its own destiny. On the other, colonial policies had left the subcontinent economically drained and socially fragmented. Yet, the resilience of its people shone through. India emerged as the world's largest democracy, while Pakistan carved its own path. But questions remain. How do we reconcile with the past? And what lessons can the world learn from the end of British colonial rule?
Part 5, engaging storytelling. History is never black and white. It's a tapestry of triumphs and tragedies. What would you have done if you lived during those tumultuous times? Would you have marched with Gandhi or joined the call for armed resistance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, understanding our past is the first step towards shaping our future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that shaped our world. This is your host, signing off. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.